Hello. Wow, I'm finally doing a everyday makeup tutorial that's been so highly requested for so long, and I'm sorry if I made you wait. If you are new here, hi, welcome. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. I want to thank Pretty Doll Lashes for sponsoring today's video. To answer everyone's questions about what lashes I'm wearing, even the lashes I'm wearing right now, it is these babies right here. I have been a fan of theirs for so freaking long. My sister and my cousins, they all wear these, and they are a small business which I love supporting. That is so important to me. This is the lash that I wear every day. This is my go-to for life. Oh my gosh, guys, I used to freaking spend $30 for one pair of lashes. That was so not worth it, and plus they didn't even look good on me. But this is my favorite, okay? And this is the Francisca lashes. If you take good care of your lashes, they will literally last so long. I know some people find that gross, but it's like, what the hell? I clean them, you know? If you just wear it once and you throw them away, girl, what is you doing? But yeah, so she also gave me these two other lashes to try out, and this one is in Phoebe and this one is Layla. This Phoebe one is kind of similar, if you can tell, to the Francisca lashes that I'm obsessed with. These Layla ones are super beautiful as well. Like I said, they have a ton of variety, so like if you're not really into like these wispy looking ones and you want more of a full glam one, they got it, girl. They also came out with this new like precision glue pen. You won't even make a mess with this. This is so clean, so easy and simple. You literally just swipe, wait a few seconds, and then put your lashes on. Go get yourself a pair of lashes. Use my discount code YOA for money off. I got my tea. I am ready to start this. It's so hot, but like I have to drink my tea when it is hot because it just hits different, you know? I am drinking green tea, my usual. First thing I do before I start my makeup is moisturize, and so I'm going in with this serum right here and putting that on my face. Like, oh no. I'm also going in with this moisture cream right here and putting that on my face. My skin type is dry, so sometimes even in the summertime my skin is very dry, but especially in the winter time. The foundation that I am using is this It Cosmetics CC cream. It's just the perfect like consistency. I don't like too heavy of coverage in my foundation, but I also don't want it too light because I do have redness around my nose and like some parts of my face. So like when I go too light, it just doesn't cover enough, and then when I go too heavy, it's too cakey, and I cannot do cakey foundation. So this right here is in between. It's just perfect. It's not too light and it's not too heavy. I'll bounce back between using a brush and a beauty blender. Some days I feel like foundation looks better if I apply it with a beauty blender, but then other days I just feel like it looks better with a brush. So today I'm going with the brush. Okay, so I'm going in with the foundation. I'm not good at multitasking. I'm just now realizing that. Okay, someone asked, how are you doing mentally and emotionally? And I absolutely love when people ask me these questions. Just like true, genuine questions. Like, how are you? Or like, how are you doing mentally? I really appreciate it. I'm doing alright. Like, I'm not necessarily like in a bad spot, but I'm also not like where I want to be mentally. I have my days. There are some days where I legit just want to like cry the entire day. They actually happen very frequently. Right now I'm actually doing better. I'm doing a lot better. I am trying to journal more. One thing I will do is like I'll journal whenever I'm feeling down or stressed out. But what I actually want to start doing is journaling even when I'm having like a really great day, and just keeping that in my notes to look back on and maybe read some of my best days as well, and not just days where I'm feeling like shit. In conclusion, I am doing much better. I do have my days, but usually I bounce back really quick. So thank you for asking. Yeah, someone asked me, number one thing to consider while healing. I should have like thought of my answers before because I really can't think. Number one thing to consider while healing is coming up with a list or writing down things that you need to work on. Because if you go into healing not knowing what you even need work on, and not even knowing why you're hurt, the reasons that you got here, you'll never really get out of this mindset because you don't even know like what's wrong. What I say is that you just ask yourself like, what can I improve on, and be brutally honest with yourself. I think a lot of us while healing tend to like blame the other person. I'm just giving a scenario. You just got out of a relationship, right? And they weren't necessarily like, they didn't treat you good, okay? But while you're healing, if you're not honest with yourself and you're not like, okay, what could I have done differently, you'll just blame the other person for everything, and that's just not fair because it was a relationship, and it doesn't take one for a relationship to work, it takes two. So it's not just always the other person's fault. I guess I'm using that as an example. Like, if when you're going through the healing stage, maybe just be honest with yourself and say, okay, what are some things that I did that wasn't healthy or was toxic or whatever you want to call it, and work on that. Focus on bettering yourself in those ways and forgiving yourself, because honestly sometimes we act a certain way because we're put through so much. So definitely don't blame yourself for things that have happened. It's not your fault. Stress and hard life situations and scenarios can make you and can turn you into someone who's very upset and angry, and once you get out of that, like, I think you can like realize like why you were so hurt and like why you reacted that way. What made you smile today? I love that question. What made me smile today? Oh, okay, I do have one. So this morning there's a house on my street, on my block, and I just saw like their whole like family like helping each other shovel. It's just like, wow, am I actually gonna cry about this shit? It just like made my heart so warm that like to see like families like coming together and like helping each other shovel snow. I am ridiculous. Literally, like, it just made my heart so warm, and it instantly like put a smile to my face. Wow, see, I'm not even doing my makeup. What the fuck? This is not going well. Okay, let me just finish up first, okay? Tarte Shape Tape. I stopped using this honestly for a while, and then I just got back into it just recently. Yeah, so I will put this on, and honestly I used to like do a triangle, like go a little bit lower, but I realized, and like I look back on it, and like it just doesn't suit my face because I have a very round face, and when I do like that like triangle looking shape, it just makes my face more like, I don't know, I just don't like it. So I've been experimenting, trying new techniques, and I just like this way much better. Here's my tip. I don't blend my concealer like as soon as I put it on. I let it get a little bit tacky, and that's when you actually get the best coverage. So while I let that get tacky, I will just contour. So I will make 3 dots or a couple dots, like going like straight across. How you do your makeup has a lot to do with what your face shape is. So I just do like kind of like a straighter line and not so much like right here. I just feel like that suits my face much better. So I will make, wow, I look insane right now. So I will make dots like this in and blend it upwards. So never down, up. So I'll just blend it. Okay, next question is, where do you get your contacts from? I get all my contacts, even the ones I'm wearing right now, from eyecandies.com. Yeah, that's where I get all of my contacts actually. What is your favorite Hmong dish to make and eat? Love your cooking videos, thank you. What is my favorite Hmong dish to make? That one's hard because honestly I enjoy making a lot of dishes. But the one I enjoy the most, that one's a hard one. That one's actually a hard one. Honestly, I guess I'm gonna just go with capon. I don't know. I know that that's also like the most complicated one to make. Pho is so much easier to make and it's just more simple. For right now, I would say capon. And I enjoy eating it a lot. I can never get tired of it. Yeah. Ooh, especially like capon guanchia, which is like the more like refreshing and there's no coconut milk in there. Ooh, I could eat that every day. How do you practice self-love and not being hard on yourself? To be honest with you, I'm still struggling with that. I think it has a lot to do with just the way that you talk to yourself. It's super important. The way that I used to like talk to myself would be like so mean and like just not good. Like every time I do something dumb, and I still sometimes do this, where like I will be like, Joy, you're so stupid. Like, you're so dumb. Like, why did you do that? Like, you're dumb. You're like a disappointment. You know? Yeah, I would say shit like that to myself. As I was like going through like this journey of self-love. The journey to self-love and healing never ends. Let me just tell you that. It's like a forever type of thing. And it will fluctuate. So like, yeah, there will be a phase in your life where you feel so confident and you are happy with your life, you're happy with yourself, but there will come a time where you are back at the bottom and you feel like shit and you're not as confident and you don't like how you look. It's never ending, okay? So that's why I say the way that you speak to yourself is super important in self-love. And if you know things don't go accordingly, or if like you know you don't feel confident, don't be so hard on yourself and don't tell yourself, like, don't ever tell yourself like you're ugly or that. Just stop with things like that. The things that you tell yourself eventually becomes the truth. So if you tell yourself like you're stupid and you're ugly, you're gonna feel stupid and you're gonna feel ugly. So my advice is to always, like, every time you feel like, you know, you're having one of those moments, tell yourself like you're so beautiful, like you are confident. Like, just fake it till you make it, I guess that's the saying. And it's not even faking it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you are truly beautiful, you just have to believe it. And so when you keep telling yourself that, and you keep telling yourself even when you fail that it's okay, like you did your best, or like you're doing your best, like I'm proud of you, talking to yourself in that way encourages you so much and you bounce back so much faster. So next I'm going to contour my nose, and to do that I'm gonna go here, here, I know it looks a little bit harsh right now, but usually when I blend it after, it's okay. So then I will take my the brush that I use my foundation on. I'm just tapping. So I know my camera is maybe showing very harsh lines, but in person it doesn't look like that. Usually I will go back in with more contour because of the concealer. It kind of takes away from the contour. And I'll also put some on my brush and go down here to my jawline and kind of like carve that out a little bit. I'm going in with this Revolution translucent powder, putting a little bit on my hand. Ooh, that's a lot. Powder puff, which absolutely changed my life. This way, like it just sets on my face so much better than like a beauty blender. And then I'll go on my nose and then kind of everywhere, to be honest. And I also make sure to get like my eyebrows because I usually do my eyebrows next and I like it to be dry. Someone asked me, how are you so independent? To be honest with you, like being very picky, I guess that like helped me be very independent because, you know, I realized that having a lot of friends that you're not as close to and they're just there, you know, it's not as special. And like I've become very picky with like just who I let into my life now. I enjoy meeting new people a lot. I enjoy socializing. I enjoy getting to know people. However, for someone to like be in my life, they really have to be somebody that I trust and somebody that makes me feel comfortable and makes me feel like I can be myself. And I guess just also realizing that doing things by yourself can be so fun. It can be so fun. And you know what's messed up is like when you go out and you see like somebody eating by themselves, like you think that's so sad, right? Like it just looks so sad and lonely. But having like done a lot of things like by myself, it's so peaceful. First of all, like I feel like I got so independent because I just love how it feels when I'm by myself. Like it's so peaceful. Obviously having somebody there and doing things with and exploring with is nice. Like it's a different experience, but when you're alone and you're by yourself and you're exploring the city or you're doing something like by yourself, it's a different type of feeling. It's a different type of experience that I feel like everybody needs to go through. You learn so much about yourself and you also like learn how to enjoy your own presence. And yeah, it's great. So how am I so independent? It's because I forced myself to do things by myself. It was very lonely. You don't have anyone to talk to, but once you experience life alone and enjoying yourself, you really, nobody could stop you. Someone asked me, how do you prep for the first time ever having sex? And honestly, wow. I actually really love this question because I know a lot of girls watch my videos, especially younger girls. So if there is something that I can tell you right now as you're exploring and doing all this, you know, going through your teenage years, don't ever rush yourself. Don't ever look at the people around you and think, oh my god, I'm falling behind, because your friends have done it, because all the girls around you have done it and it seems so cool and they all talk about it like it's the best thing ever or like it's life-changing and stuff like that. And it's just so dumb to me. I'll be honest, at times like I felt like I was behind in life. Like I felt like, oh my god, like I am a late ass bloomer, like what is going on? And I really was a late bloomer and I have no shame in that. And I absolutely loved the way that everything happened the way it did. Let me just say, never let like society ever pressure you into thinking like you should already have been doing this, or because when you do that, you're literally setting yourself up for failure and you're setting yourself up for something that you're not ready for. Let's say you are ready, right? Make sure that you are doing it safely, make sure that he knows what the hell he's doing too, and he's using a condom. Everybody knows about STDs and like getting pregnant and stuff like that, you know. First and foremost, be safe. And I know like some guys are like, oh my god, well, it feels different, so like let me not use a condom. No, they have to use a fucking condom, okay? If it's your, especially if it's your first time, don't ever let them make you think like, oh my god, okay, fine, like you don't have to use a condom. Please don't ever let a boy tell you what to do with your body, okay? Because it's your fucking body. You should always feel comfortable with the person that you're gonna be doing it with. Like if you don't feel comfortable and you feel like they're pressuring you in any type of way, this can also happen where like you think you're ready, right? You think you're ready, you're in the moment, right? But as soon as like it starts to happen, like you get scared and then you realize you're not ready and you don't want to do it. Don't be scared to tell them, okay, no, like I changed my mind. Like I'm actually not ready. I don't want to do this. And they should always respect your answer. There's nothing else to say to that other than they should always listen to you. It's your body. You choose what you want to do and what the fuck goes into your body at any given time. Yeah, make sure that you trust that person and they're just not using you. Also, I hear a lot of stories about that too, where guys just want to be the one to have that title of like, oh my god, like this person lost it to me, like type of shit. So I do hear a lot about that. So make sure that the person that you're doing it with, you feel comfortable with, you trust them, you have known them for a while, and they're just not somebody random. Most of these things are common sense and you would think so, but usually when it happens, you don't really think. My parents never ever talked to me about sex. It's hard when like you have to learn everything by yourself, or like by society telling you, or through just anybody other than people you trust. So it's very difficult when you don't know what it is, and so it's something new, and that's why girls go into it being excited, because it's something they've never like experienced, they've never talked about, and it's something that they feel like they're missing out on. Don't feel like you're missing out, because it'll happen when it does. And yeah, everybody has a different experience as well, so when you're listening to one girl's story, that's probably not how it's gonna go down with you. Everybody's story is different. Do you edit your videos yourself? Would encourage you to do YouTube, and any tips. And yes, I edit every single video that you see. As I grow, you know, as a person, my videos and the way I edit also grows and changes, and I just find that like just beautiful. Why did I start doing YouTube? I've always loved making videos. Even when I was younger, we would make home videos with my brother. I guess I was influenced a little bit by that, but like I said, I always enjoyed it, and I did buy myself a camera like in middle school, and I would just record myself and do makeup tutorials and do hauls and all of that stuff, and I've been doing it for a very long time. So yeah, any tips? If you want to start a channel or you want to start doing YouTube, just do it. A lot of people wait until they're ready, and a lot of people wait until they have the best equipment. Your first video is not gonna be amazing. It's just not. And I just have to be truly honest with you, because when I look back at my first video, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? This shit is cringy. I'm cringy. Like this, all of this is just bad. That just proves, you know, your first video is not gonna be your best. It's gonna discourage you when people don't watch your videos, or they don't, or there's nobody there. It's gonna be very discouraging. But if it's something that you are interested in and you're passionate about, why stop? Like, why let that stop you? You really can't let numbers determine whether or not to continue. There's also another question about what YouTube taught me. If anything, it taught me to not give a shit what people think. Because before doing YouTube, or even just starting out doing YouTube and just kind of getting noticed a little bit, and when I would get hate comments that was said about me, I would take it to the heart, you know? I would. I would take it to the heart. And I would have breakdowns, and I would literally like be like, you know, why, like, why? And YouTube taught me to really have thick skin. I'm only human. I can only take so much. But at the same time, like, I'm so much stronger than I was like a few years ago, and like, especially when I started. I know who the fuck I am. I know my heart. I know my intentions. And if somebody wants to go and like twist it in a certain way, that's on them. Or even if they want to take out their anger on you, it has more to do with them than it has anything to do with you. Like, I realize that like people who leave like hate comments, they're probably going through so many things on their own, and they just needed some place to take out their anger and to take out, you know. And so nowadays I don't take it to heart at all. Like, I just realized that, you know, they're probably going through something. And to be honest, like, if anything, like, I wish them the best. Like, I wish that they would find happiness, because life is so precious, and some people use their time to really put people down. Someone asked me, where is your dream travel destination? Love your videos, Kua. Thank you so much. Wow, I love this question. So my dream travel destination, I would for sure say South Korea and Thailand, for sure, are my two like dream. Like, I would die in Japan. Just, oh gosh, that was a lot. Wait, BRB, I need to do my brows. Okay, someone asked, how do you deal with toxic people in your family? Ooh. Okay. That's hard. Set your boundaries. If they're doing something to you personally that makes you feel uncomfortable, set your boundaries straight with them. You know, let them know, like, I'm not okay. I am not okay with you doing this to me, or I'm not okay with you talking to me like this. And if they don't, you have absolutely every reason and every right to remove them from your life. Don't even feel bad about it either. I know, like, Hmong tradition, Hmong families, the tradition is like, oh my god, they're still your family, like, you have to love them, like, you have to keep them in. No, you don't. Like, if they're toxic to you and they, you know, are disrespectful, then you have every right to remove them out of your life. You don't have to associate yourself with them. You don't have to talk to them. Set your boundaries. But if you do set your boundaries and they respect your boundaries, it's okay to be civil and understand that, you know what, we're never going to see eye to eye. Never. Sometimes you just have to accept that, you know what, I'm not going to ever see eye to eye with this person, so I'm just going to let it be, and I'm not going to fight it, and you know what, I'm not going to have conversations that I don't want to with this person because I know it's going to start an argument. And, you know, you just really have to be civil. Never feel like you have to keep a family member in your life if they're toxic to you. It's okay. It's okay to not talk to family members who treat you like shit. Okay? So many of you ask me if I'm dating. Want to make it short and clear. I am single. Stop asking me. So I'm gonna put on my lashes. I already put on mascara. How do you like your lip fillers so far? I do like them. I feel like they didn't make much of a difference after it did go down. They're not like life-changing, if that's what your question is. I feel like if anything, they've made a little bit of a tweak in me, and I feel like tweaks are totally fine. Like, I know so many people are against it, and you know what, you have the right to your own opinion, but at the same time, it's like, why do you care what someone else does with their body? Like, why does that affect you so much? If you don't want it, don't do it, but don't stop someone else from wanting to do it, you know? I mean, unless it's like affecting their health or something. But I do truly believe that the natural body and the natural you is enough, and it's always been enough, and you are beautiful from before fillers, from before, you know, any type of surgery. You've already been beautiful. But I don't ever believe in like shaming somebody for wanting to tweak their body or do anything to their body if it makes them happy, if it makes them more confident. But I do also believe that you should love yourself regardless of how you look. Loving yourself from within is the most important. And so if you feel confident from within and you're confident, that's all that matters. No matter how much you tweak your body, no matter how much things you get done, if you're not confident in yourself from within, you will never ever feel satisfied with how you look. You'll always want to get something done. You'll always want to tweak your body. You'll always be ashamed. And so my advice is that love yourself from within first. If anything, love yourself from within and understand that you're beautiful no matter how you look. But also don't shame other people for wanting to do things. Someone asked me, did you have a nice day today? And I did. Although my day just started, I'm already having a really nice day. Thank you for asking. That means a lot to me. Someone said, not really a question, but you are so beautiful. Thank you so much. You are so beautiful too. Thank you. How do you stay confident? And what do you do when you don't feel your best? I love you. I love you so much. Okay, how do you stay confident? I have my days, like everyone does. I don't always feel confident. Number one thing is to stop comparing myself, especially like on Instagram or online. It's like so easy to look at somebody, look at a girl and like be like, oh my god, she's so fucking beautiful. And yeah, everyone is so beautiful, you know what I'm saying? Everyone is so fucking beautiful, but it's like when you start comparing yourself, that shit is just not cool. Don't do that. So many people say this, and it's because it's true. People post things online that they want you to see. You don't get to see days where they feel ugly and they don't feel confident and they are not always dressed up and look nice and look perfect and look snatched. They only post what they want people to see, and most of the time that is when they're feeling their best. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with posting when you feel your best. But at the same time, stop comparing yourself, because those are not realistic. To be honest, what you have is what somebody else probably wants. Own it, be confident, and also be patient, because some days you won't be confident and it's up to you how you talk to yourself and whatnot. That's super important. So always make sure that you're talking very nicely to yourself, even on days where you don't feel the best. What do I do when I don't feel my best? What kind of helps me is journaling and letting out my feelings, and maybe like writing down why I don't feel good. So hopefully I answered your question. Someone asked me pho or kapong. Kapong. I used to be like, honestly, if you would have asked me a year ago, I would have said pho, but to be honest, I love kapong now, and I could eat kapong every day. I love kapong. Would you rather eat a jar of mayo or drink a bottle of fish sauce? Ooh, I'd probably eat a jar of mayo, to be honest. I don't think I could ever handle a whole damn bottle of fish sauce. Like, that shit is crazy. I love fish sauce, like with pepper, you know, like not on its own though. Like, I can't just drink a bottle of fish sauce. Oh god, thinking about it makes me want to gag. Someone asked me, do you listen to Chillcherry? To be very honest with you, I had no idea who that was, but as soon as like I saw that question, I looked them up, and they're a girl group, a Hmong girl group. Wow, that's so cool. I think that's awesome. I myself am not a dancer, so just seeing them dance, I was like, damn girl, you get it, you work it. No, I don't listen to them, but you know, I think it's so dope what they're doing, and like I love it. I love to see it. So yeah, I did have a question asking me to do my eyelid tape that I use. It comes in a box like this, and it comes in packs like this. All right, so it's not your typical like eyelid tapes like these, which I mean I also use, but I get these on Amazon. But they're like these little tape, like, see, once you pull them they look like that, and I will put it where I want my crease to be. Be careful, because you're using scissors around your eyes, and that's never a safe thing, but I've done this for so many freaking years, and I'm used to it. But then I'll go in with like the normal eyelid tape and I'll put it over it like so. And that's how it looks, you know? Be very careful, please. Okay, I'm going in with my Maybelline powder now and baking under my eyes. So, like so. But eventually I do want tattoos. But something small though. I don't want anything too big. Cool. Alright. Someone asked me, since you cook often, is there anything you want to learn how to cook soon? Oh, I love that question. I don't know. What is something I want to learn how to cook? I mean, I eventually want to learn how to bake. I know baking is completely different from cooking. You have to be very precise with measurements and stuff. I don't know though. I feel like I'll do very bad with that because I'm usually just a eyeballer, so I usually just put in whatever I think, but you can't do that with baking. So I just feel like I will be shit at baking and I will mess things up. So I don't know, but I do eventually want to learn how to bake. What are some of your favorite hobbies, and what are some hobbies you'd suggest for someone who's trying to keep busy? I like that question. So I love to explore. Like, if there's anything I can say about myself is that I enjoy exploring cities, restaurants, cafes, like shops. Right now I'm like kind of scared to go out and I'm not usually as spontaneous as I used to be, but that is something I do enjoy doing, and when I do it I feel so refreshed. It gives me just really good feelings. I would say exploring, going to like libraries, cafes, art museums, galleries, stuff like that. I've also took in journaling, which you guys all know, and that is one that I would suggest. If you're just at home and you really have nothing to do, I would say journal or paint. Cooking, oh my gosh, I literally, like, cooking brings me a lot of peace. And if you're not really a cooker yourself, try something simple. You know what? And I'm not talking about ramen noodles, okay? I'm not talking about boiling water and then putting it in your ramen. No, I'm talking about something that you actually have to cut up and you actually have to cook yourself. I promise you, you will feel so accomplished, and that is something that I would recommend for people who want something to do, because it's a win-win. I mean, you get to cook and enjoy that, and then you get something to enjoy after, to eat. And everyone loves eating, you know, who doesn't love eating? So that is actually my top, probably. By this time I will wipe my chapstick, because then by then foundation and stuff gets on it, and I just don't like that. If there's one pet peeve of mine, it's like I can't have like foundation or concealer on my lips. I just hate that. We're almost done here, okay? So I'll go in with, it's just a simple brown color, okay? Nothing special. Some on the corner right here, and just go out or go in like this, like that. My sister is doing a gender reveal today. She's going live in a little bit, probably not a little bit, an hour or so. Wow, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. So now I'm taking off my powder. Someone asked me tips on starting YouTube. I think I touched up a little bit about this earlier, but don't compare yourself. Yes, like, you have YouTubers that you may look up to and, you know, you're inspired by, but don't ever compare yourself to them, because the thing about like creating videos is that you make it your own, you know? Like, you can totally be inspired by other, you know, there's nothing wrong with being inspired by somebody, but it's like, make it your own too, you know? I'll be very honest, nobody really wants to watch a video that, you know, you can tell not much effort went into it. I know, I mean, I'm not saying that won't do well. Everybody has their own unique style, but I'm just saying, like, if the lighting is horrible If they can't even hear you, nobody really is gonna want to watch that. So the most honest tips that I can give you guys is you don't have to have the best quality camera, okay? That is something that people understand about, is that sometimes I use my phone, my iPhone, to film, and it does just as amazing job. Honestly, lighting has the most to do with it. Just make sure that you have good lighting, and make sure that people can hear you. What else? You don't have to even edit your videos and make, you know, cool and, you know, things pop up, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really don't need any of that. It's nice, I mean, it's nice to have, and eventually you will get that, you know, but it's like the most important thing is like lighting, if people can hear you, what you're talking about, whether it's cooking, whether it's sit down videos like this where you're just talking. Do what makes you happy. That's truly all that matters. And so that's like kind of the mindset that I go with. How do you know when to let someone go? I feel like you will know when to let someone go when you feel like you're forcing yourself to be with them. You're forcing things to work out. And listen to your gut and your intuition, because they will save you, I promise. Also, when you just don't feel good, like, how do you feel after hanging out with them? Like, do you feel like they're draining you, or do you feel like they're making you a better person? Like, you come out of it like feeling energized and feeling good, you know? I'm not saying that obviously like a relationship will be perfect where every time you meet with them you're gonna feel good, but I'm just saying majority of the time you should feel good, and you should not feel drained all the time. So that is key. That is something that I would say to look for, is if you ever feel like you're forcing yourself for things to work out. I know it's hard to accept, but if you just keep forcing it, it'll only get worse, and it'll get to a point where you will have no choice but to let go. So you'd rather just let go when you know within yourself, you know what, this might not work out, and you know what, things might work out even if you let go. And also, I would say when you and that person just don't align anymore, like you guys just misunderstand each other like all the time, you guys like have had multiple talks about, you know, trying to be better and blah blah blah, but it just doesn't work out, and you guys just don't align anymore, and you guys just don't see eye to eye, and you guys tried, like I'm talking about you guys tried time after time. It may be time to let go too, you know. And what I want to make clear is that when you let someone go, they don't even necessarily have to be a bad person for you to like let them go. Like, they could actually be, you know, a good person, and it's not always like the case where, you know, they have to treat you like complete and total trash for you to let them go. It's just, you know, sometimes if you just friendships, even like where you just don't align anymore, a lot of times like we outgrow people, and it's not even a bad thing. A lot of people find that as a bad thing, but it's like, no, like you're not gonna stay the same forever, and if you do, that's probably a bad thing. You know, it's normal for people to evolve, and it's normal for you to change. Like, whenever, oh my gosh, whenever I hear people say, oh my gosh, like, you've changed, like, yeah, like that's supposed to be what happens. Like, that's what happens in life. Like, things happen and it changes you as a person. If I were to have gone through everything I went through, the hard times, the ugly times, and I'm still the same person I was, oh my god, how disappointing would that be? Because I would continue to go through life not learning my lessons, not knowing, you know, all these new things that I've learned about myself, not, you know, taking my past mistakes and learning from them and changing. What is the point, you know? So I truly, it's a pet peeve of mine when people are like, you know, she changed. Like, they're not the same anymore. Like, yes, of course, like, they're not the same. Pain changes people, and life changes people, and that is okay, and that is inevitable. People are going to change regardless. You can't stop somebody from changing. So either you grow with somebody and grow with them through their changes, or you accept that, you know what, this person's just not for me anymore. Like, we just don't see eye to eye anymore. We just don't align anymore. I don't feel that connection anymore. I don't feel good when I'm around them. I feel drained when I'm around them. Most likely, it's a sign that you're growing, and it's a sign that, you know what, you have to let that person go in order to move on with your next life and your next chapter. And you know, you're gonna meet so many amazing people along the way that you haven't even met yet. You know, you have no idea. So for you to just hold on to that person, and obviously it's not that easy to let someone go, and you know, sometimes you just don't want to lose somebody, and maybe sometimes that's what people have to go through, is they literally have to go through a repetitive cycle over and over again until they are tired of it, and eventually they will then let go, learn to let go. The sooner the better, because the longer you hold on, the more it's gonna hurt. So wow, I mean, that's a good way to end it, right? I actually really enjoyed filming this. I just want to thank you guys so much for even participating. Like, you know, like whenever I like post polls or like questions and stuff like that to get feedback from you guys, like I always appreciate anybody who participates, because you know what, like it's literally your choice. Like, you know, you could have just skipped over it and like not given a shit, and honestly you do what you want. But at the same time, like when people do participate and they like take their time to answer me, or they take their time to ask me a question, wow, like makes me so happy. So thank you. I also got a ton of questions about what my favorite lip combo is, and these are what I use. Okay, so I use this one, the NYX Professional Lip Liner in the shade Espresso. And then I use this one, the NYX Suede in the shade, oh gosh, Sandstorm. So this is like for my everyday like look. But anyways, I'm gonna outline with the darker one first. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do hope that this tutorial was helpful in any way, and I'm so happy that I have people who watch me, who supports me, and really truly understands my intentions. And you guys always show me so much love. That's all that I strive for, is to just spread positivity and to just spread good vibes and good energy. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and I love you guys.